There's a quality of the mind that not a lot of people are aware of. And this is not a trick, it is not a mind trick, or it's not something that has got anything to do with your memories or your experiences. Because this quality of the mind is coming from a very deep place that is not based on your memories, on your beliefs, on your experiences, on anything that has to do with the past. So, this is something that you can develop because this is not something that is lost in you or is lost in any human being. It is something that can be discovered by all human beings only if they look at the mind very deeply. And it can all start with asking a question in your mind. When you ask a question and you don't answer it with your experiences, with your knowledge, with your beliefs, with your ideas, with your prejudices, when you don't have all of these things to answer a question that you ask in your mind, the answer that comes after you ask a question will only be a conscious answer. And that answer is not of the past. This may be hard to believe, but this is a quality of the mind that not a lot of people have explored. And even now, after thousands of years of humankind, this is a very new thing to a lot of people too. This has only been explored by a few number of people in spirituality who have called it self inquiry, but I would like to go a bit deeper with it, where it's not even something that you ask so that you want to know about yourself, because that wanting to know about yourself is also based on the past. Because the questions that you ask consciously and then you wait because when you suddenly answer after a question is asked, that comes out of memory, that comes out of the past, and that is of time. But when you ask a question and then you wait for the answer to come up. There's beauty to that because such an answer is not based on your biases. It's not based on any content of the mind. It is a fresh answer that has got nothing to do with the past. It has everything to do with here and now because that answer is really, really pure. Not pure in terms of sanctity or what religions have called purity as, but pure in the terms of freshness, pure in the terms of it being a new answer for you, which you have never had before, which is not based on your memories. For example, let's ask a question, and I would want you to do it when you hear it. Even if you don't do it now, you can do it any time during the day when you're awake. And this needs you to be awake, completely awake. So awake that when you ask such a question and you wait, in that waiting, you are really alert. The mind becomes really alert. Alert as in not in terms of any danger coming in, but alert in terms of its attention, alert in terms of its observation. Let's ask a question now. If I am a person who feels insecure about my partner and I want to get over this problem, I want to overcome this problem, the question that I can ask to myself in my mind is, why am I so insecure? Why do I feel so insecure? And you wait after asking it in your mind. Let's say that again. Why do I feel so insecure? I feel insecure because I do not like what he or she does. I do not like why what he or she does because it does not align with what I expect them to do. What I expect them to do is what I believe in. What I believe in is coming from my past, and what I believe in has been thumped over me in my childhood when I had no control about what went into my mind. And what I believed in are not my beliefs because they came from my parents and other people in my childhood. Why I feel insecure is a loss of control over my beliefs that are not met by my partner. Why I feel insecure is that loss of security within myself, where I lose a sense of safety in my mind, where my mind itself starts fighting with a lot of back and forth thoughts about how I want things to be, how I want to be in control, how I want everything in my life to be in control, how I compensate for the loss of control in one aspect of my life by controlling like crazy in the other aspects of my life, especially in a relationship, especially with your partner, and especially with the person who is submissive and who cannot talk back to you. And even if the person talks back to you, the control is so strong that I want things my way. I feel so insecure because I am jealous of other people. I'm jealous of other people because I myself I don't have those things. I don't have those things because I doubt my own capabilities. I doubt my own capabilities because I feel incompetent. I feel incompetent because I have not tried hard enough, or I fear from failing. I fear from failing because in my childhood, my parents have been so negative about being a failure. I am insecure because it is an idea inside me that I want another person to follow the same way that I think about things, the same way that I see the world, the same way that I want things to be like, the same way that I expect everything to be. It's my projection. It's a projection of the things that I have no control over within me, and I project it outside onto my partner in various forms of control. I do not like the dress she wears. I do not like her talking to another person of the opposite sex. I do not like anybody giving her attention because I myself am so insecure. Why do I not want to work on my insecurities? I do not want to work on my insecurities because there's a lot of pain there. There's a lot of pain there because it has been suppressed so much for so long back, for so many years, for decades, that It feels impossible to open up that wound again because I will not feel stable now with, with all the coping mechanisms that I have developed over the years. Whatever stability I have right now, it will all go away if I open up those wounds and I try to work on my insecurities. There's so much pain there because I have had a really rough childhood, and that rough childhood has continued in my adulthood where I tried to navigate through life and I did not know how to. I did not have anybody to ask what to do about my problems. Why do they even exist in me? I did not even realize that they were problems until I got into a relationship with my partner where everything started coming out. I did not realize I had a problem until the same pattern repeated continuously with n number of people. I do not want to work on my insecurities because I do not even know that they exist in the first place. I do not want to work on my insecurities because I like the control I have over my partner. I like the control about how she agrees with what I tell her to do all the time. I like that control because it gives a sense of fulfillment within me about the things that I do not have control over in my life. And me controlling my partner gives me a sense of authority, it gives me a sense of wholeness, it gives me a sense of an an illusion of wholeness, which is coming from a really dark place. I don't want to work on my insecurities because I'm so attached to all the memories and all the identities that I have about myself that I don't want to let go of them, even when I know they exist. I don't want to work on my insecurities because I really like the identity that I have developed about myself over the past many decades. I am insecure because I really like controlling another person, whereas in reality, I do not have any control over myself. I am insecure about my partner because I myself don't have any idea of what being secure really is. I do not have an understanding that security is something that is an illusion psychologically. I do not have the understanding that security being an illusion of psychology, the security being an illusion of something being there all the time makes me feel secure within me. But I do not know that, and I'm not aware of the fact that psychological security and safety is an illusion. I do not know that, and I'm not wanting to be accepting of the fact that anything can happen anytime. I don't want to accept anything can happen anytime because I'm afraid of death. I do not want to believe, I do not want to face the possibility of death, of my own death, or the death of people that I really love. So I am insecure because I do not want to face my own mind. I would rather control another person day in and day out and act like a Hitler rather than work on myself, rather than understand my own mind, rather than become a secure person so that I can have a healthy relationship. I feel insecure because I'm living in the illusions of the mind. I feel insecure because I have lived in the illusions of the mind for so long that I do not know of any other way now. I am insecure because anything that I've tried has not worked till now, and I have started to doubt myself whether it is even possible to overcome the problems that I have in my life right now. I am insecure because I have stopped believing in another person. I have stopped believing in myself. I have stopped believing in people. I have stopped believing in humanity because I have seen so many atrocities happening in the world that I do not want to seek help, that I do not want to hear other people's healing journey, their stories, how they have healed, what they have done. I do not want to hear any of it. I feel insecure because my own mind has become a problem for me. I am insecure because I am finding security in another person. I am insecure because what I do not myself see, I see that in another person. I feel insecure because what I do not have myself, what I myself seek out unconsciously, I seek that in another person. I am insecure because what I want unconsciously, I'm not letting another person have it in my life. I am insecure because I am projecting my own way of viewing the life, way of viewing other people onto my partner, thinking he or she would be doing the same thing. I am insecure because I have had so many beliefs based out of religions, based out of what I've seen in my parents, either mother, father, or both, and I am replicating the same thing onto my own partner because it's easy to copy another person's mechanisms, how other people have been with their partner, even though it is really toxic. I have been insecure because I have copied the way my parents have lived throughout their life, and I'm doing the same with my partner. I feel insecure because I do not want to undertake the inner work that is necessary to heal myself. I would rather put it on my partner so that I don't have to deal with it myself. I would rather blame my partner rather than me looking at that particular problem. I would rather shout at my partner rather than me looking at it within myself. I would rather fight, I would argue, I would do anything that's negative, but not look at my own pain. I would not work on my insecurities because I want to continue the addiction to the mind where my mind is so addicted to the repetitive stages of how I have been doing things that I want to continue that particular pattern, even though I know it's toxic. Even though I know it's something that I need to stop, I'm not able to stop it because the mind has become so strong in that particular pattern that I have no control over it anymore. The mind has control over me. The mind has control over me because I have given it so much of identity that it has now developed a part of its own which feels separate from me. It has now become an entity that is not a part of me, but something that's separate from me, which is governing me. I feel insecure because I have so many identities about how I am as a person, about who I am as a person, and how being insecure continues that particular identity with my partner and validates myself as a person that I think I am.